Could you use a quick tip daily? How about a tip that can impact your day? My name is Rafael. Join me as I bring you tips by experts around the world. These experts have shared their knowledge and wisdom with me and will directly share them with you. Make sure to subscribe, like, follow, and comment, and I would love for you to become part of the New Tip Daily community. Emilio, Daniela, God bless you guys. Thank you so much for joining me on New Tip Daily. I am honored to know you both. Today, I want to definitely talk about the tip of support, right? Um, how you personally have supported so many people throughout your life. And thank you again for supporting me and everybody in the U.S. For being a Marine, right? For the contributions you have given to us. One of the things that really inspires me is how you both help others, how you have put it in your heart to understand that there are times when other people need our help. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing that you guys have done. Even at Christmas time, you guys were delivering meals. Tell me a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Sifu Raphael. It's a pleasure, man. I love your mission. I love where what you've been doing to impact and influence others. And so Danielle and I are humbled and honored that you're sharing our story. Uh, and
Yes,
so
sir.
Christmas. So this is one of the times that we've been doing this for how long now?
Yeah, that was Thanksgiving actually. We deliver Thanksgiving meals to the homeless veterans in our area. So Emilio has been doing this long before I even connected with him. Yeah, so we get Thanksgiving
Mm,
meals, we bring it to the shelter, and we communicate with them a little bit, make them, uplift them a little bit, and they really, really appreciate that. So yeah.
Yeah. And
that's beautiful.
in addition, Sifu, so we've been doing that
Hmm.
for again over 10 years, and then we do the Christmas card drive for the veterans in hospitals. And
Hmm.
if you would like, I can go into about 60 seconds of how that started.
Sure.
All right. So my mother, God rest her soul, right? She passed away in '03. And in '03,
Mm,
she died on Christmas Day. So you see, the holidays are a little special
wow.
for me. So she died on
Yes,
Christmas
sir.
Day. And doesn't matter how often I say it, I still get like this. We buried her on New Year's Day. And so
Wow.
at the time, I got out of the military about 2000. And I was dealing with my own situation, Sifu, regarding, you know, PTSD and stuff that are related to military time and service. And I was in treatment at the VA hospital when someone gave me a Christmas card.
Wow.
I don't remember if the gentleman, I thanked him or not, but I remembered how he made me feel. And it wasn't
Mm,
until a couple of years later where I reclaimed my health and I said, what can I do? And that memory and that feeling came back. And I started to go to, I did a Facebook Live, very much like social media. I got goosebumps talking about it.
wow.
And
Wow.
isn't that something? And I said, who wants to help teachers to make Christmas cards for veterans to take them in hospitals based off my story? And guess what? We ended up with like 2,000.
Oh my goodness. That's incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
And we've been doing it ever since.
Hmm.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Because at that time, especially the holidays, a lot of people feel lonely, right? And there's a reason, and I know you're. I'm a man of faith, and you obviously are a man of faith, and so you are you, Daniela. And during the holidays, people are so lonely at this time, and the fact that your mom passed away at that time, it God works in mysterious ways because it inspired you to help others. And so God bless you for that, and God bless you. God bless your mom for she's still delivering that message through you to help others. So that's a beautiful thing. what I would like to get into now is how you have been helping people. Listen, you guys have usually a great thing that you're doing. You're helping authors, right, get published. I know that Jose published his book with you guys, right? So
Yeah,
the
we are.
CLA, it's incredible what you guys are doing. Um, when we consider that we are always helping other people, but sometimes we don't always ask for the help back, do we?
Mhm.
And
No.
you guys came to a position where you needed help, yet I don't know if it was pride or if it was because you felt this. It's your cross to bear, if you will, that you wanted to keep it private. Tell me how it became public, and what was the catalyst for that?
Mhm. Thank you, Seafood. Well, little backstory. We lived in a unit that we were there for 3 years, and then, long story short, this just odor started happening and more intense, and we got management involved, and they weren't doing their due diligence, so we had to
Mm,
take matters in our own hands and put out $1,000 to get our own mold testing done because we had that sense that
mm,
it was mold. So
right.
proved to be high levels of unhealthy mold, called the health inspector, all that. And come to find out,
Mhm.
I mean, it was just uninhabitable. Like he ended up in the VA hospital. I ended up in urgent care. His breathing issues with asthma. I had sinus infections. We're like, we can't stay here. So we had to leave. And that's when it started, like staying at a friend, a family, a hotel, and we're like, wow. So then we have a co-author and friend, Marianne Costello. After a while, she's like, "Look," she had us on her radio program, Liberty Bell Smack, and she's like, "You guys should start a GoFundMe." And right away, I was like, "Oh God, no!"
we,
I'm like, "No,
we
we're
put
not
a
doing that."
we put a wall up. I was like, no.
Yeah, and if you know me, I mean, you don't, we know each other, but the way I am, the way I grew up is like, whenever you're going through something, like just deal with it. You don't share
Sure.
it, you don't ask for help, you just figure it out. I'm like, the first thing, my like, it gave me chills. I'm like, oh God, I am not doing that.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing, and
Yeah, right.
pride and all that. But then she's like, look, you guys have poured into a lot of people, and now it's your time to ask for help. It's okay. So then we thought about it. We're like, let's just do it. So we did on a like lower, still a little bit of a private thing, and then
Right, right.
started sharing it out because yeah, we wouldn't have honestly
Yes, the
made
resources.
it without these resources. So we're really grateful.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So Secret, to add to what she's saying, because we both, and me being a man, and I'm like, no, I can give, but I don't want to receive, right? It was kind of one
Right,
of
right,
those
right.
things. I'll give out to the veterans. I'll give cards. I'll give their Thanksgiving dinner. So, but man, we are so grateful
Mm.
that we really were open minded, right? And they always say the most expensive thing that you and I will ever own, Seafood, is not a home, it's not a car, or even an education. It's a closed mind. And so I'm so
That's
grateful
right.
that we're so open minded.
Mm.
And I'm telling you, the resources, even though we're almost at this goal, they've been going since day one because we've lost
Mm.
over 95% of our belongings.
Mm.
And again, grateful for community, grateful for, look at that. Thank you for showing that. And
Yeah.
I mean, things that we accumulated throughout the years,
These
memorabilia.
are your belongings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My gosh, you guys had to get rid of everything, right?
Pretty
yes.
much.
And you know why?
Oof.
Because the mold remediation
Yeah.
would have cost more. Because when the apartment units, and we don't say their name, they said, well, there's no proof that it's mold. Well, I took $1,000 and I got a professional company. And as you can see,
Mm.
what happened was the test confirmed hazardous levels, especially with someone like myself or anyone like our grandkids will come over. So it was just like really bad levels. The mold remediation, can you imagine this? For a sofa that probably cost us $2,000, the mold remediation would have been like 3 grand. You see, so
Oh
it
my
just, the
goodness.
numbers didn't add up.
Hmm.
Right. Yeah. Look at that. It's really crazy when you think about the lack of support that you got from the people who are supposed to keep you guys safe, right?
Mm.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, and you know
So
me.
anybody listening, listen, I have it across the screen. You can still donate. And I was talking to Emilio and Daniela before we started, and I understand that $10,000 to get back on your feet, that's nothing. That's gone immediately. Just to get furniture, a bedding, anything like that. And you guys have been sleeping on people's couches. You're an Airbnb.
Yeah.
It's not easy what you guys are going through. And I want to come back to this particular thing right here for a quick second, if you will.
Mhm.
You guys really had the support of people, but that picture, to be honest with you, should have had 300 people in it. And sometimes we think that somebody's going to be okay and they don't need our support. Look at the people that they have behind them, but it's not enough. And then the fact that both of you had to seek medical attention because of this mold, because of you were hospitalized. How
Mhm.
scary was that for you, Daniela, to see Emilio
Mhm.
hospitalized due to this whole nonsense that you guys were going through?
Yeah, it was really scary because I know his breathing issues with his asthma, like the slightest little thing irritates his asthma and escalates it. Little backstory, COVID time, he was on his deathbed because of
Mm,
as we're all familiar with COVID, especially if you have asthma, is 10 times, 20 times worse. So he was literally on his deathbed from that. So when I saw, his effects from the breathing with this and then ended up in the VA again, I that like flashbacks, I'm like, oh my goodness, like, this is scary. Like mold, if and that's why we've been educating people. I don't think people realize, some people don't realize how dangerous it is, to your health, especially if your system's already compromised like him with his asthma. Me, I'm pretty healthy. I don't really get sick. And then when I started getting these sinus infections all the time, and I'm like, what is going on? And now, I know. So yeah, it's pretty
mm,
scary.
very scary. And Emilio, how long were you in the hospital? And what was going through your mind at this point?
Yeah, thank you. Just as you positioned the question, and my wife shared um, my COVID, I totally forgot about that, and I just remembered going in
Mm,
the COVID hospital in emergency. I remember people dying, brother. People
Mhm.
were dying. The
yeah,
nurses were coming in crying, and I'm like, "Why are you crying? What's going on?" And they had to keep their
mm,
professionalism. And like Daniela said, COVID hit me so bad that I was on one of those units, and they were pumping stuff into me, and I thought they were going to read me my last rites. So that just took me back there. And now to see that I had to fight at my doorstep with
Mhm.
people that are supposed to be protecting us. Like I
mhm,
understand the Marine, the military, going overseas and doing what I had to do there, but to fight my own doorstep, people that are supposed to be protecting me.
Mhm.
right.
And to answer your question, I went into the emergency room, and again they just doing machines and giving me the treatments, and I'm one of those guys, I don't care to be in a hospital, so I always discharge myself. Like they don't like me in the hospital, like they got a record on me, I'll take my stuff off, and it's not a smart thing, brother. But
Right, right.
but I'm grateful on in all things we're called to be grateful, hermano, and I'm grateful for everyone's support. um but yeah, man, we stared death in the face so many times, and this was needless. This was, like you said, nonsense.
Mhm.
One of the things that has come out from both of you stepping up is that your plight for help allowed others to say, "Hey, it's happening to me too." How how did that make you feel when you understood that your situation, um, as centered as it is about you, that it actually helped others to say, "I need help too."
Yeah, yeah, thank you for that. And it brought back the something that we've been sharing off and on with people throughout the years, but it applies so much to us in the present moment. And we always talked about shared pain is less pain, right? If you, my
Mm,
friend, are struggling with something, we can't heal in secret, right? So
mm,
us keeping quiet about this is going to keep us longer in this pain in this season of our lives. But if we come out and share it the way we did, while uncomfortable, while we had
mm,
to deal, there was shame, there was guilt, there was all kind of things, because the people that held us in high esteem, we know that we dropped some notches. Some people just completely walked away from us. I mean, I have to
mm.
say that. And
Right.
complete strangers embraced us. So we've learned, Seafood, that us coming out, people are sending pictures to us privately. Oh my God, I wish we had your courage. I wish. And while yes, we were courageous, we did it all with fear.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, God, like I said earlier, is he puts us through some struggles in order for us to shine more. And I know how resilient you both are. Um, here's my first take when I met you. You could not be in the room with us because you just had back surgery,
Mm,
Mhm.
but you still showed up and you were there to support, which
mm,
was really incredible. And how many people would say, "No, I can't make it. I just had back surgery." But you stepped up and you're there to support others. And so my request for anybody listening, and even if you listen to this tomorrow, um, you can still support Daniela. You can still support Emilio because $10,000, listen, $10,000 sounds like a lot,
right.
but it's not. So if you're able to still donate $5, $10, heck, $3, it doesn't matter. Every little bit adds up. Can you imagine if everybody in the world donated $1,
Mhm.
50 cents? That'd be
Mm,
50 cents would be $4 billion, wouldn't it?
Right.
So don't be afraid to say, hey, I can't afford to donate.
yes.
Um, I'm gonna make a donation. I'm going through my own struggles right now, but I'm making a donation to you guys today as
Bless.
well.
Thank you.
So it is important for us to understand that no matter what somebody else is going through, we can't look down upon them because we, without fail, will be going through something as well. It's
Mhm.
just the way life is.
Yeah.
You guys are so powerful, so strong. I,
Thank
I, I commend you for doing what you're doing, for
Mhm.
stepping up.
thank you. Thank you, Seafood.
Thank you.
And I'm going to, I have so many books I've written but never published. But when I do, you're going to be my publisher.
Oh.
Thank you.
All
Bless
right. So we will make that happen when I'm ready because everybody keeps saying, when's your book coming out? I'm like, I'm not sure. But when the time is right, we're going to have a conversation for
We'll
sure.
be honored to serve you in that capacity when you're ready.
Thank you, my brother. And here's the thing. You and I were in Miami together. That's when I actually got to spend some time with you. I saw how big your heart is in person. You, wow.
Mhm.
And when you called me brother, it wasn't just a saying. It wasn't anything like that. And you say hermano, right? We're both Spanish. I'm Colombian. And when you say hermano, to me, that speaks volumes, man. Because you treat everybody as God meant for us to treat one another, because we are all brothers and sisters. We are his children. And when you call me hermano, that, man, that touches me so deeply. And I appreciate that. But the way I also saw you interact with other people, I'm a people watcher. I watch, right? And I saw how genuine you are, right? And how giving you are, that you even donated at the He-Man conference. you helped out. You're there. What can I do? How can I help? So this is the time where we're asking everybody out there to help somebody who is willing to help others in need. God bless you both. You guys are incredible.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Sifu.
Thank you for this.
Mhm.
Thank you.
When we actually do have to step up and ask for help, what are we losing? Or better yet, what are we gaining?
Mm.
Mm.
You know, when you make yourself vulnerable, and that's a powerful question because it's really in that vulnerability. And you said like we really didn't know each other, right? We've met each other through different circles, but when you can see someone's heart, right? Like we've experienced each other. Like I saw you, and then you have this bigger than life persona, Sifu Rafael TV, and then when I got to spend time with you at this conference, and I saw how when you looked at me and we embraced each other during the conference, uh, it was special. It was like, wow, I'm getting goosebumps, right? Because it was like I feel your spirit. And it's not just that you have this persona here, right? Like you really are a giver. You really are someone who cares. And then when I watched your shows, that speaks volumes about who you are. So when you make yourself vulnerable like you and I have, it really helps others to drop their guard and be themselves because social media, let's be honest, in this realm, not everything is what it seems to be. The glitz, the glamour. A lot of us are going through something right now. We're challenged with something, but we keep quiet and we have to just let the ego drop, put pride aside, and let's be the brothers and sisters that we're called to be in Christ.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I I hope that everybody who watches, whether it's now on the replay, that they share this podcast with other people. Today, if you think about this show is about tips, right?
Yeah.
And the tip for today is help someone in need because you can. I My whole life has been about how can I help? And I can tell that you both are the same way. And that's why I feel connected to you both. How can we help? How can we help someone in need? And right now, I ask everybody to please support Emilio and Daniela because what they have gone through, nobody should go through at all. These are people who have constantly shared their love and meals with other people who have openly come in touch with other people that they never met before and gave them a hand. So now it's time to support them. I encourage you to do so. Once again, in the chat, I put in the link so that you can go and click and support them. Okay. Thank you both for taking the time to even be here today. I know you guys are scrambling because
Mhm.
have a place that you're should feel safe in is your home. That's your safe haven. And when the people who are supposed to be making sure that your place is safe are not doing their job, we have to call them out. We have to call them out. And I know that someone created this for you guys, right? This 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 article in a newspaper. Tell us a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, Sifu. So that's Christopher Collins Sr. and his son, Chris Collins. You may know him. He's a local guys that had this newspaper for, my goodness, 30 plus years, and they highlight things in the community. So, we worked with Christopher many times. He's a great, videographer, photographer. So he was like, "Yeah, I want to highlight this story." So we sent him the information, pictures, and they were right on it, to highlight this and get more attention on what we're dealing with. So we're really grateful to him and his father. Mhm.
Yeah.
Incredible, incredible. And Emilio, you said one thing that really touched upon me. You said people that you know never even reached out, and yet you had strangers, people you never met,
Yeah.
reach out.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I noticed, and I'm going to come back to your GoFund page because it was pretty incredible. If you look over here on the side, Amanda Ewers, right? Somebody anonymously donated $1,000.
Yes.
That that's incredible.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. It is.
And there's been people who donated $5, anonymous 5,
Right.
anonymous 10. But the beauty of it is that if you feel uncomfortable putting your name out there, you can do anonymous. Um, I was on a show with somebody, and they kept thinking, "I want to thank anonymous again," because anonymous doesn't mean you're nobody.
Right.
Right.
It just means that you're an angel.
Mm.
Mhm.
Think of
Yeah.
it that way. So you can be an angel
Yes.
for these two incredible human beings, Daniela and Emilio. God bless you both.
Thank you.
Everybody, keep donating. Keep it going. Let's go. Listen, like I said, 10,000 is not a lot of money
Thank
when you have to refurnish your whole place, get a new place, put a deposit. Oh my gosh. The apartment rents are so crazy nowadays that $10,000
Yeah.
is nothing. And keep donating, people.
Yeah. And see if you
Thank
don't
you,
mind,
guys.
I like because you touched on it so much, and
Go
I
ahead.
did a blurb on it, my brother. People are going through their own challenges, and people want to donate and help. So you can go hit anonymous, and that way it doesn't show on. So there's people who donated $5, $10, $15 because I know there's people are embarrassed that they want to give more. People called us up and say, "I want to give more, but I can't." And they didn't want to put their name out there. I said, so just go anonymous, and we're grateful. So thank you for
Yes.
highlighting that.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys stay strong, and I know you are strong people, but stay healthy as well. And when things are better, you guys both coming on my shows, right?
In Jesus,
Thank you.
in
And we'll
Jesus'
talk
name, we're so
about
grateful for you. We're grateful.
we'll talk about how this has elevated you guys both,
Yes. And we're going to
because
pay it forward. We promise
I
every
we
dollar,
we know who you
we're going
are.
to 10x it for everybody. You know
We
that.
we know who you are, my friend. We definitely know.
Gracias,
So
hermano.
stay on for a minute. We're gonna say goodbye to everybody. Everybody, please keep donating.
Thank
Love,
you.
love, love, love these guys, and keep sending some love to them.